Welcome to PeakTV. I'm Niv Dagan, Executive Director of Peak Asset Management, and we've got the CEO and co-founder of Velpic, Russell Francis. Russell, thanks very much for having us.
Thanks, Niv. Thanks for having me.
Terrific. Russell, tell us a little bit about the Velpic story, what you actually do, and a bit more about the company more specifically.
Yeah, so Velpic is a video e-learning platform in the cloud. So basically what we do is we enable anyone to create video-based training content and then distribute that out to whoever they want. So if you're an organisation and you want to train people in your organisation, you become a client of Velpic and then you can create your content and then distribute that out to your staff. If you're an association, you've got members, you can create content for your association and distribute that out to your members and so on and so on. So basically we're an educational platform. We are not educators, but we provide the platform for people to be able to create and distribute beautiful, gorgeous video-based training.
Simple.
Yeah, very.
And Russell, tell us more about the competitive advantage. What distinguishes Velpic versus the other competitors in the marketplace?
So Velpic's an LMS, which is a learning management system, and that's quite a large marketplace. It's an over $4 billion marketplace globally at the moment, and it's growing at 20% year on year. As we move towards 2020, it'll be a $10 billion industry. So we live in that learning management space. It's obviously a big established market, and there's companies like SaaS and Oracle and Microsoft, and all the traditional players are in there. What really differentiates us, and to the best of our knowledge, we're globally unique in the way that we've approached this problem of an LMS system, is to basically do everything in one really easy to use instant on application. By what I mean by instant on, it's browser based. You log on and immediately you can create your content. You can schedule that automatically to the right people at the right time. People can then watch that content and do the lessons in the system, and then you can report on who did what, where and when. And we've what we call closed the loop. We've built a single solution rather than having to get several technologies and mash them all together to be able to do that very easily, so that instant on, you can turn on your browser and become the L&D professional at your organisation with this very simple and easy to use tool.
And how do you actually make money? What's a monetisation strategy for Velpic?
Yeah, so we're a SaaS-based business, so that means that every month our clients pay us a fee to access the system, and we've got varying levels of that, whether you're a small business, large business, that sort of stuff. All of our clients to date are enterprise customers, and they pay a monthly fee, but they also pay a pay per view, which is we call it a PPV. And every time someone completes a lesson, they pay us a pay per view. And that way, it's a consumption-based model. So clients pay quite a small fee, rather than in the old days when you bought software, you'd pay hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars to set it up, customize it, put it all in place. With our system, you literally pay a small monthly fee, which is not a capital expenditure, so usually you can get under the radar of most departmental budgets and those sorts of things, and get straight in and start using the system right away from day one.
Fantastic. And Russell, just recently you announced an investment update to the ASX. Tell us a little bit more about the growth in the lessons. I mean, you did mention that when Velpic was first established, you're talking about 200 or so lessons for the month. Now you're talking about 200 lessons per day. I mean, tell us a little about the growth and what your expected growth over the next, call it 12 months.
Yeah, so basically, and that's really the beginning of what we're hoping is, as a SaaS-based business, is the beginning of that exponential curve. So, as you said, when we very first started, I was elated to do 200 lessons in 1 month when we first launched the platform. The other day, on Monday, we did 211 in 1 day. So you can see, and that's over a bit over a 12-month span. So you can see we're really starting to accelerate those lessons there. So 2016 for us is all about customer acquisition. That's our big play this year. We need to grow ourselves as a business. We need to maintain that first mover advantage. As a technology company, that's really your wealth is in being able to be the best product in that market. We are unique, we want to maintain that, we need to get lots of eyeballs using our product and growth. To do that, we're launching sort of a 3-pillar strategy. As I said earlier, we've already got an enterprise strategy where our salespeople go out, identify the best clients that Velpic could have, and brings them into the system and does a direct sale to them. What we're launching in this year is what we call the SME version, the small to medium enterprise or business, which is for smaller businesses where they're inbound. So through our clever digital marketing and things like that, we're going to attract clients in, as does like Xero and Atlassian and those types of billion-dollar businesses, attract clients in so they're inbound sales. The third pillar that we're building our sort of growth strategy around is through partnerships. And we announced late last year one partnership in the retail sector where we signed up one partner and he brought with him 1,000 SME clients. So you can see how you can get that exponential growth and the growth in clients really starting to accelerate when you start to look across all of those three pillars.
And when you're talking about revenues, for example, that one SME bringing 1,000 clients, what does it actually translate into revenues?
Yeah, so basically with a SaaS-based business, you need to be mindful of your revenues because, as I said, you don't pay millions of dollars up front for the software.
Sure.
Okay, so you have usually what's called an onboarding process, which is a free trial. People come in, they get used to the software, they get familiar with it. They will then put their content into it. That's the stickiness. Once you put your content in it and start creating your lessons, that means you're a Velpic customer. At some point, usually for us it's after 1 month, you'll then start paying your monthly fee. And then as you use the system more and more and you do more lessons, that's when you'll pay more and more fees. So it starts off slow, but we own those clients for a long period of time. And for the lifetime value of those clients, we have a very strong relationship with them, and that's where our revenues really start to ramp up. So this year is about getting lots of clients in there, and then that will flow through with lots of, with the revenue flowing through from that.
Great. So we've talked about the three pillars that you identified. Is there anything else you'd let the Peak listeners in terms of why we should be buying Velpic right now? What's exciting? What's the main catalyst that's going to drive the stock price hike over the next few months?
Yeah, so basically the big thing we're working on, as I quickly mentioned earlier, was the SME version.
Mm-hmm.
Now, basically we've brought in Leanne Graham, who is the global head of sales at Xero, a $2 billion business in the SME space. She is a global acknowledged expert in building SaaS-based businesses.
Mm-hmm.
So we brought her on and she is now the chairperson of Velpic.
Mm-hmm.
We've been doing, we call it the Leanne way. We've been putting in place Leanne's sort of methodologies, and that will start to roll out towards the middle of this year. So that's the thing I'm most excited about 2016, is really getting in those enterprise clients. They know we go out there and we win those already. It's those inbound clients that are going and come and find us. That's the exciting growth story.
Great. Russell, thanks very much for joining us here at PeakTV.
Cheers, thanks for having me.
Cheers.
Cheers.